Look at these boats. Maritime, Maritime, Maritime. This is Vessel Ozzie. Do you copy?
Ozzie, Ozzie, Ozzie. This is New South Wales Maritime. How can we assist you? Over. Stay keen and stay safe. G'day kids, thanks for tuning in to another Aussie episode. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that way you won't miss out on any of the new videos we put out, and it would certainly make my day. In the meantime, enjoy this video.
Aussie, 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 oi! Aussie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day Aussie. G'day Aussie. G'day Aussie. G'day Aussie. G'day Aussie.
G'day kids, Aussie here. Today we've come along to New South Wales Maritime and we are going to spend a couple of hours cruising around the amazing Sydney Harbour on a boat. And what a day it is to spend some time on the water. Of course, we're going to learn all about boating safety and how to do it properly. To do that, we're going to need to find ourselves someone that works here. So why don't we go along, see if we can find someone. Kids, this is going to be fun. Let's go. What a day it is, kids. And look, there's a boat here with a skipper. Let's go and meet him and see if we can go on his boat.
G'day mate.
G'day mate, I'm Ozzie.
G'day Ozzie, I'm Shane from New South Wales Maritime. How are you?
I'm really good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too mate. You want to come on board and have a look?
Yeah, you sure?
Jump on, let's go.
Let's go kids. Wow, how good's your boat?
Oh yeah, these are great boats Ozzie. These are the New South Wales Maritime Patrol boats. Welcome aboard.
Thanks mate, are you going to take us for a spin today?
Mate, we can go for a spin. Would you like to go for a ride?
I'd love to mate, but I just noticed
Yep.
you're wearing something pretty fancy here. What's this?
This is a life jacket. So this one here is what's going to keep us afloat if we fall in the water. It's really important. It's probably the most important piece of safety equipment.
Right.
Before you get going, you've got to be wearing a life jacket.
Okay, and I didn't bring one today, so you've got one for me.
I've got one for you.
How
Looks
good.
like it's going to be well fitted. You need to make
Good
sure
colours
it's
too.
serviced, it's nice and bright.
Okay.
Let's stick that one on, Ozzie, and we'll head out.
Well, you have to show me how it works. Arm
Your
in
arm
here.
goes in there,
Yeah,
your other arm goes in that side.
all right.
And then you just clip it up at the front
Buckle it up.
and do the straps up nice and tight.
Okay. Well, I don't want to pull that one, do I?
No,
Yeah.
if you pull that, it's going to inflate.
Okay. So we'll just pull these straps, these black
Perfect.
ones. Oh, just the one, is
That's
it?
it, yep.
All right, rock and roll.
It's nicely fitted around the neck. Looks like it's all good. We're good to go.
So this is going to keep me afloat.
That's going to keep you afloat if you fall in the water. Yep, 100%.
Keep me afloat if I fall off the boat.
That's right.
So before you get on the boat, you got to make sure you keep afloat, float.
That's what we like to say here at Maritime.
Is that right?
Yeah, 100%.
Rock and roll. All right, so we're ready to go. Is that right?
Let's go.
Let's go, kids. Woo-hoo-hoo! So Shane, where are we heading today, mate?
Well, today we're on the beautiful Sydney Harbour. We're going to go out under the harbour bridge, out into the main part of the harbour, and we might even check some people's safety equipment. Make sure that they're all safe out there on the water today.
All right, so is that part of your job? So you work for the New South Wales Maritime. and you're on this vessel here.
Yep.
And you cruise around and just make sure people are safe on the water.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
That's exactly right, Ozzie. We manage all the waterways around the state.
Yeah.
And we're here to make sure that everyone has the right safety equipment and they're having a good, fun day on the water, but they're doing it safely.
Yeah, absolutely. So Shane, we're just cruising along next to another boat here. We seem to be going at a pretty calm pace.
Yep.
Is this as fast as you're allowed to go in this part of the harbour?
Yeah, that's right. There's a number of speed limits around in the harbour, and in different places they have different speed limits. So it's really important everyone knows the waterway that they're operating on,
Yeah.
and keeps a good lookout for the signs that tell you the speed.
Okay. I'm just looking at the boat that we're going past here. That's obviously another maritime boat.
Yep.
And there's a couple of flags on the back of it.
Yep.
I recognise the one with the black, yellow and red
Yep.
as the Aboriginal flag.
That's right.
What's the other flag, Shane?
The other one's the New South Wales state flag that Maritime flies.
Okay.
Yep, and we also have a little small pennant called a red ensign. That's a nautical flag that Maritime also flies.
Okay, cool. And then we can see the bridge right up ahead of us, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, otherwise known as the coat hanger.
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to go under it?
Are we allowed to?
Yeah, let's head out there.
How good. Okay, so that's one of your speed signs, and that says 8 knots, is that right?
Yeah, 8 knots, that's right. So
Okay.
a lot of people know kilometres per hour because
Yeah.
that's what your car says.
Right.
But we work out on the water, we work in nautical miles.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's 1,852 metres in every nautical mile.
Wow, that's a big number, Shane.
It is.
And so 8 knots, how fast is that approximately in kilometres per hour?
It's about 15 kilometres per hour.
Okay. So Shane, as we're driving around the harbour here, I can see that there's all sorts of boats. We've got sailboats, big boats, some smaller boats, and some ferries. Can anybody use the harbour?
Yeah, they sure can, Ozzie. All types of boats can come out here and use the harbour, but they need to make sure that they're obeying all the rules and regulations.
Okay.
It's really important that everyone keeps a proper lookout, because as you can see, there's so many different boats.
They're going everywhere.
They're going everywhere. There's
Yeah.
no road in different lanes, but there are rules around which side of the channel you should stay on,
Okay.
and also who you should give way to.
Right, so how do we know which side of the waterway or the channel, as you said, how do we know which side we're allowed to be on?
So the rules and regulations will state that you need to stay on the starboard side of the channel, which is the right-hand side.
Starboard.
That's right.
So starboard is right.
Yep.
What is left?
Port.
Port and starboard.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yep. And the front of the boat is called the bow, and the back of the boat's called the stern.
Bow at the front, stern at the back.
That's right.
All right, it's a bit to remember.
Yeah, there's a lot to remember. All right, Ozzie, there's no speed limit out here in the middle of the harbour.
Okay.
So it's pretty safe to do so. There's not many vessels. I'm just going to bring the speed up a little bit and get the boat up on the plane.
On the plane?
Skimming across
Hang on,
the top
we're
of the
on a
water.
boat, not a plane.
Yeah, that's right.
But what's a plane mean?
When we say the vessel's on the plane, that's when it comes up out of the water and it
Yeah.
skims along the top.
Oh, how cool!
You want to give it a go?
I'd love to.
Let's do
Do
it.
I need to do anything or just sit here and enjoy it?
Just hold on tight.
Hold on tight. We're flying! Is that why it's called a plane? Because it feels like we're flying?
I think so.
Not quite. Wow. This is a fast boat. Woo-hoo-hoo! Okay, Shane, so we've just pulled over in a nice quiet part of the Sydney Harbour.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some safety equipment, because I know that Safety is very important when you're out boating.
Safety is really, really important, and we carry a whole range of safety equipment on our patrol boats. Some of the things that the boats must carry are a fire extinguisher,
Of course.
in case we have a fire. We have much bigger ones inside, but this is an example of one that will help us put out a fire because we do have a lot of petrol on board.
Yeah.
If we go offshore more than 2 miles, we carry an EPIRB.
EPIRB.
So yeah, this is an emergency.
It's a bit rocky. Make sure you hold on so you don't fall off the boat.
That's right.
But if I do
always
fall off
hold
the
on.
boat, I'm going to float, float,
Got
float.
your life jacket. So this EPIRB is an emergency position indicating radio beacon. So I can be right out at sea, and if I flick the switch,
Yeah.
someone will come and help me.
No way.
Yeah.
So it sends a signal up into the sky,
To the satellites.
and someone will pick up that signal and say, well, that's where
right.
Shane is.
That's exactly
and he's in a
right.
bit of trouble and I need to go and help him.
That's right.
How
Yep.
good's that?
And then another thing that we carry is flares. And
flare?
you might have seen these.
Like a firework.
It's like a firework, and you pop the end off, and it either shoots up in the sky
Yeah.
and explodes like a firework,
Right.
or it puts off a coloured smoke.
Oh, right.
That lets people know that we're in danger, and hopefully someone will come and help us.
Yeah, wow. Have you ever had to use one?
I haven't had to use one,
Lucky.
but we've gone to a lot of jobs where people have set these off, and
Yeah.
we've gone and rescued them.
Okay, so that's part of your job as a New
part
South
of our
Wales
job.
Maritime.
Exactly right.
If you see one of these, you say, well, there's something happening out there.
Exactly
I've got to
right.
get out there and make sure people are
Sure do.
safe.
Yep.
And generally, people are not going to let those off unless there's something that's gone wrong,
No,
right?
it's illegal to let them off,
Right.
unless there's something that's gone wrong.
Okay, how good is that? Okay, so lots of safety equipment. What about different life jackets? I know
Yeah.
that this one would probably be too big for little kids.
Yeah, that's right, Ozzy. That one's well fitted to you, and
Yeah.
that inflates. That's automatically inflating if you fall in the water.
Oh,
But
so if I jump in the water, it's going to...
it'll inflate by itself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Should I test it?
Over you go.
No, I don't think so.
It's a bit cold in the water today.
Yeah, I think it would be.
But what else is important is that the life jacket is fitted properly. So we
Okay.
have these types of life jackets that are for small kids or babies.
A bambino,
Yep.
which is another word for a child.
For a child or a baby, and they're all to an Australian standard, which is really important as
Okay.
well. And then it moves up into the adult life jackets, which you've got on for
Right,
yourself. So,
okay.
Yep, the life jacket needs to be serviced properly,
Right.
in good condition and well fitted, and then it'll keep you safe.
Well, we want to make sure that we're safe. We also want to make sure we look good. I like the design on this one, Shane. Bit of an
Yeah.
Aboriginal design going through
Me
that.
too. Yep.
So we had a look at the life jackets, some of the key bits of safety equipment, but I can't help but notice this. What's this for?
Yeah, that's called a life ring, Aussie. And then if we see someone fall overboard or we come across someone in the water, we'll throw that life ring to them. They can hold onto it or put it over their head,
Right.
and we'll pull them back into the boat.
Okay, so it floats and it's got a
floats.
rope on the end
It sure does.
so that someone in trouble in the water can just
Yep.
hang on to it and then be pulled back to safety.
That's right.
Perfect. Right, and I can't help but notice because it's really bright and it's over here, and I want you to tell me what this is all about.
So that's when we want people to slow down a little bit and reduce the size of the wash or the waves that their boat's putting out.
So that's called wash.
Yeah, wash or wake. It's just the waves that get put out from the back of the boat when it's travelling along. And if we want people to reduce their wash so it doesn't impact on other boaters, then we hold up that sign and that lets them know nice and clearly, slow down, reduce your wash.
Okay, so slow down, reduce your wash.
Yep.
Not for someone having a shower and you're saying no showering here,
No,
no washing.
That's exactly right.
Right, so no wash, slow down. All right, and
Correct.
what's this one? That's a number
6
Six.
knots. Yeah,
Good job,
that's
kids.
right.
Number 6.
So that's 6 nautical miles, and for a lot of our major special events, we'll have 6 knot speed limits in place. So all the maritime boats will be holding up these signs when they need to. Again, just to remind people to slow down and operate at a safe speed.
Okay, because I can imagine on major things like New Year's Eve
Yep.
and maybe the start of the Sydney to Hobart, there'd be boats everywhere around here, right?
Oh, there's thousands of boats, Aussie, and we run those events, and we have
Right.
all of our officers are rostered on to try and keep everyone safe. But we use little signs like this to help us. We also use our radios to talk to other boaters, just to let everyone know there's certain speed limits in place.
Yeah, fair enough. So on a normal regular day, how many of these boats would you have out on the water just checking in, making sure people are safe?
So there's about 70 boats across the state, and on any given day, probably half of those boats are out checking people.
70 boats, so half of that is 35.
That's right.
So it'd be 35 boats in and around the waterways all around New South Wales.
Yeah, that's
not just
right.
Sydney Harbour.
And even more on weekends.
Far out, that's a lot of boats.
Yep. Do you want to have a go on the steering wheel?
Oh, I can have a drive.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make sure that you tell me how to do it. Because
Yeah, look,
it's been a while since I've driven a boat.
I'll stay as the master of the vessel and make sure that everything's going okay.
Okay.
But if we want to slowly make our way out into the middle of the harbour, let's jump on the helm.
Yes, please. Let's go. All right, so this position, you said a word? Helm.
Helm.
Helm, H-E-L-M.
So that's what we call a steering wheel on a boat.
That's the steering wheel?
Yeah,
Oh, it's called the helm.
that's the helm.
There you go. So I'm learning lots here. How do I drive?
Well, it steers just like a normal car,
Right.
right? But over on the other side, you've got your throttle controls.
Okay.
And if you click them forwards, it goes into forwards.
Yep.
And if you pull them back, it goes into reverse.
All right. Now there's two sides. Do it. Is it
Two sides, because we've got two engines.
Far out. This is a powerful boat. All right, so do you just want me to go?
Yep, so if you put both of those into forward and then just slowly steer out into the middle of the harbour, there's no other traffic around, we're all clear to go, Ozzie.
And look at that, kids. Ozzie is driving a boat on the Sydney Harbour. Not every day you get to do this. Now, Shane, this is obviously perfectly legal to do.
Yeah, that's right. As long as I remain the master of the vessel, you need to build up your sea time somehow and get some practice and experience.
Right.
So that when you do go for your commercial boat driving licence, you've had some experience at the helm.
There you go. Well, this is fun. This is a great day in the office for me. I'll tell you that much. Kids, I hope you're loving it. So Shane, you just let me know when I need to turn left or right. Do I need to put my indicators on?
No indicators on a boat?
No indicators on a boat. Okay. What about speed-wise, Shane? Am I going okay here with the speed? Where does it tell me how fast I'm going?
So just up here on the chart plotter, we're only doing 8 knots.
8 knots.
Nice slow speed. Really good to get some practice at that
Okay,
speed.
great. So how fast can this boat go, Shane?
These boats, this one does about 45 knots.
45 knots.
Yeah.
Can I give it a go?
Which is pretty fast. I think because you're just learning, we'll keep it nice and slow. What do you reckon?
Safety first. Ozzie is driving a boat on the Sydney Harbour. What a place to spend your days. What a city. How lucky are we, kids? All right, Shane, so I've been wearing this life jacket the whole time. This has been tempting me the whole time as well.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I fall in the water, it's going to inflate straight away.
That's right, that jacket will inflate if you fall overboard in the water.
Yeah.
But if you want to inflate it yourself, you just need to pull on that red cord.
How hard do I need to pull?
Give it a yank and find out.
Can I do it?
Go for it.
There you go. So now I know what it's like to have an inflated life jacket on. Woo! It's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
And that's actually really cold.
Yeah,
So that must be something that's inflating it.
the CO2 cylinder.
Yeah, okay.
On this life jacket here, Ozzie, you've also got a whistle, so you can alert people where you are. And if it starts to go down,
I'm over here. Give us a hand.
you can also blow it back up with this tube.
Yeah, right. I probably don't think I need to blow
I don't
it
think
up any
you-
further.
Or
It's pretty full.
you can let it down with that tube as well, but
Okay.
just push the button on the top. But
What do you reckon, kids? Do you reckon this is going to keep me afloat? I think so. Okay, Shane, there are a lot of radios here. Now, you don't use mobile phones to talk to other boats. Is that what these are for?
yeah, that's right. All these radios are on different channels, so we
Okay.
can talk to different vessels all around the harbour.
Right.
We use these to talk to the other maritime boats as well.
So we could potentially pick up one of these and talk to one of the other boats.
Yeah, we can give it a go. If you want to make a call, you want to try it?
Can we try now?
You're supposed to call 3 times the name of the vessel so
Okay.
that they can hear you nice and clear.
So this would be Vessel Ozzie, yeah?
Yeah, we're Aussie today.
All right, so let's call the Maritime. Maritime, Maritime, Maritime. This is Vessel Ozzie. Do you copy?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. This is New South Wales Maritime. How can we assist you? Over.
That's amazing. All right, so they're waiting for a response. So we're okay.
We're all okay. We just tell them we're all okay. We're just doing a radio check today.
Okay. We're all okay, thanks Maritime. We're just doing a radio check today.
Radio check is loud and clear.
Certainly is loud and clear. How good's that? They knew that this was called Vessel Ozzie. And she said Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. How good. There you go, kids. What an awesome experience it's been out here on the water this morning, learning all about the New South Wales Maritime and of course learning how to go about boating safely. Life jackets is the most important piece of equipment, as we learnt, and if you want a boat, you got to float, float, float. Kids, we'll see you on a brand new episode of Aussie this Sunday. Until then, stay keen. I'm going to kick back and enjoy this beautiful harbour. Stay safe.
Our goal here at Maritime is to make our waterways a better place to live, work and play.
Stay keen and stay safe.
If you haven't already, make sure you get a grown up to help you hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any of the new and exciting videos that we put out. Speaking of new and exciting, if there's a video that you'd love to see Aussie do, make sure you send us a message on our socials, on Facebook or Instagram at Aussie for Kids. We'll see you again soon, kids. And until then, stay keen. Oh, and by the way, did you happen to find the hidden Aussie icon in that video? Yeah, make sure you look closely because they're in every single video. That's right. Stay keen, kids.
Aussie, 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 oi! Aussie is a friend of yours and he's a